Alright, y'all, I'm here. I'm back with another review of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Look, y'all, I haven't worn my watch in such a long time. It's so pretty, so pretty. Anyway, let's get to it. So, I forgot to say in the last episode that Heather and Whitney are cousins, which is very, I won't say ironic. It's kind of ironic because those are the only two people so far on the show that I really even like. So I think that's interesting. Anyway, so we leave off where we left off before. We start off where we left off before, which was Meredith's party. Hold on. Babe! I'm sorry, you're yelling a little bit.
What?
You're yelling a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we start off at Meredith's party, okay? And remember how Jen was going off, because Mary said that she smelled like a hospital, which is funny, but it's rude, okay? Because her aunt had just got like double amputated, so she goes into the back or whatever, and she's snapping out, and you don't go for fucking family, you don't come for my fucking family, okay? I feel like she has like such like a high pitched like squeaky. Not high pitch, but it's like, I don't know, when she gets upset, it's real squeaky. Anyway, so, everybody comes back there to kind of talk to her. Heather comes back there, and it's going to be okay. Heather is me. Bitch, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, she said it, but, like, are we really still harping on this? Like, at this fucking party? Like, let's move the fuck on. So then Mary ends up coming back there eventually, and, she, again, like, when they were sitting on the couch, she didn't really want to apologize. And she tried to say that, it's because, I have a bad history with hospital. I had to get all of my like sweat glands and my odor glands removed. And okay, I'm not trying to discount that. Maybe like her connection with hospitals isn't positive, but she was still being like a bitch about the whole situation. You could have just simply said, "I apologize," and that's it. Mary wanted to use semantics like, "I didn't say you did. I said it smelled like," and then we'll say her confession of, "Well, all of them really smelled like it." Like, calm the fuck down, Mary. So then Meredith comes back there, whatever. And she's like, "Look, we don't got time, let's not do this now, like let's everybody move on." Now it does seem like Meredith is like, she tries to be the peacemaker. That's what she kind of gave me this episode. She's the person that likes to get everything together and move on, which is fine. I do want to say though that in that scene when Meredith was standing next to Mary, y'all both look a hot ass mess. Like Jen was going in on Mary's dress as she should have. Bitch, it did look like a badass loofah. Meredith, you looked a mess. So both of y'all two together, it was just, y'all was just clashing too much for me, okay? But anyway, Mary and Jen, they both said that they're gonna move on, which clearly they're not gonna move on because, let me ask y'all this. So, technically, the new episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is supposed to come out next week, but next week, as y'all can see, is Thanksgiving, so that's gonna be on a Wednesday. Now, on my on demand, they already have the third episode up. If y'all want me to just go ahead and review the third episode and throw it up here, I'll do that. Otherwise, if y'all want me to wait till next week, I can do that too. Anyway, so then, like I said, so they come back, Meredith comes back, gets them, everything's cool. Let's get to the shit that really bothered me this whole fucking episode, okay? So Whitney is talking to Lisa, right? And Whitney, they pretty much have a conversation because for Whitney's, like, file renewal, whatever that we've seen, Lisa, I'm sorry, I'm getting used to these names. Lisa, because she owns like a liquor company or tequila company, she provided Whitney like bartenders and alcohol and stuff like that for free. Now, the way Whitney did this was the nicest way possible. She said to her, "I appreciate everything it is that you did. I appreciate, what you gave me. However, some of your bartenders were a little bit fucked up. They were extremely drunk. They knocked over some of the things in my house. They drunk some of me, like me and my husband's liquor or whatever." And off top, Lisa gets in her feelings. Lisa, this is what you should have did if you are a real businesswoman, because let's be real, I ain't never in my life heard your fucking tequila. So you want to act like you so big and bad. I've never in my life heard of your tequila. Ever. I've never heard of your tequila before. But if you are a real boss, and just like Whitney said, "I'm telling you this because I know that you run a tight ship, and I know 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't want to be represented in that way." That's pretty much where Whitney was coming from. She wasn't coming from a, "Oh bitch, I'm mad. Oh, you're so unprofessional." She literally said it in the nicest way possible. And Lisa, you still took it as a fucking dig and got in your fucking feelings about it. As a boss, what you should have did was say, "You want to know what? I am so sorry, Whitney. you know, that happened. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk to my people. You know, that is not at all what I, you know, what I want my brand to be put out as. I don't want it to be represented that way. You know, I do apologize. Don't worry, I'm gonna handle it. That's how you should have handled the situation versus going off for her talking about something. But I gave you a gift. She keeps harping on the fact that, oh well, I gave it to you for free, so why are you complaining? This is the whole thing about it. In certain situations, in certain things, I can understand that logic, but in this, that doesn't make any sense at all. And then Lisa is going to use for an example. What did she say? She was like, if I give you a Chanel necklace and then you choke yourself with it, that's on you, not me. That's the wrong analogy to use. If you give me a Chanel necklace and my neck turns green, that is your fault because you gave me a faulty ass fucking item, okay? And then Lisa's like, when Whitney had brought up the fact, you know, that they had not broken to, but opened up her other tequila, you know, Lisa's like, oh, well, I don't understand how, because I sent over enough for 500 people. Well, clearly you didn't, or clearly that's what you meant to do, but that's not what happened, because it wasn't that many people at Whitney's thing. So clearly something is wrong. And then she's gonna walk away, and like I said, Whitney even ended it nicely. She said, again, though, I want to thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate everything that you did. Walked away, and here go Lisa coming up to, I think, Miriam, no, I want to go because you're trying to come for my business. Nobody's trying to come for your business. Somebody's trying to help you with your business. Because see, if it wasn't Whitney that probably said that to you, it could have possibly been another client that actually paid for. So would you prefer a friend to come to you and be honest about some shit like that? Or would you prefer for your unprofessional ass fucking bartenders to go to a paying ass client and act a fool? And guess what? Not only do you lose out on money, but now you're losing out on your reputation. Nobody else is gonna want to hire you. Lisa, get the fuck out of here. And what Whitney said is facts. Lisa pretty much just got mad because somebody told her that she wasn't perfect. I believe it. I fucking believe it. She really pissed me the fuck off about that, okay? So then Jen's husband comes home, and you know she's cleaning up real fast because she don't want him to know that she had this big of a fucking party. Jen, you might not get in trouble right then and there, but you do know that it was on TV, right? You do know that your husband is gonna watch this and be like, so you lied to me about having all of these people in my fucking house, you know? And I don't know if this is like pre-COVID, but if this is after COVID, that's a fucking issue. And even if it wasn't, as her husband, I would have an issue with you doing that, because how do you know, like, I don't really know why her husband don't, you know, like big parties, but maybe he's one of those people where he really don't like people in his house. I'm that person. Nobody in my life outside of my nigga who lives with me, has ever been inside my crib. And people be thinking that I'm weird and I'm trying to hide something. It's not that. It's that I really just like my own space, and I really don't like anybody in my house. Like, I'm really weird like that. I don't like anybody in my crib. I don't want a soul. My own mama. I have lived in 3 different places now. My mom only seen the first place that I lived in. She has never seen the other 2 apartments that I live in, because that's just the type of person I am. I don't like people in my shit. So if I was to go on vacation and come back and find out that my nigga had a whole party of 2 or 3 people, I'ma snap the fuck out. Let alone 100 fucking people. So girl, you might be slick right now, but you won't get caught later. Okay? So then we see Heather, you know, she's on the phone and she pretty much invites everybody to have a ski day. Now we switch back over to still complaining ass, annoying ass fucking Lisa. She's at home with her husband, and the crazy part about it is the whole time, because you know they make it a montage clearly that she's just talking. Her husband was like, well, do you want me to just listen, or do you want me to respond like and give you what I think? No, I just want you to listen. Yeah, because you know he's gonna tell you that you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. And then she said that after she's gonna call after the party, how Whitney texted her probably make it seem like Whitney probably texted her because she probably knew that she felt bad, and then how she was like, oh, I'm not gonna do this on the text. So she called her and she said, and I gave her some friendly advice. As soon as she said that, I said, oh, so you got smart as fuck with her, huh? That's what happened. Gotcha. Okay. And then she said this, out of everything that make absolutely no sense, and how I know, Lisa, I don't know how the fuck you have maintained this business, but I'm telling you right now, you being on this show acting the way that you are, you will never be able to make, if the purpose of you coming on the show was to expand your business, this scene right here in this episode shows why that'll never happen and people won't trust you. You out your mouth said, oh, she wants to complain about the bartenders doing this, that, and the third, but how the fuck is that my fault? Bitch. That's like fucking saying, that's like if I go to McDonald's, right? and I get a burger and I get some fries. And I order some burgers and some fries. But instead of me ordering some burgers, instead of me getting the burgers and fries, I get a milkshake. And then I go to the manager and I ask, and he say, well, how's that my fault? Bitch, it's your fucking employees. What do you mean? It is your fault because it's your fucking employees. That's how it's your fault. If you are a boss, if you're a manager, unless you don't manage these bartenders or unless you're really not an owner of any of this shit, then yeah, I guess it's not your fault. But if you are the one who provided these fucking bartenders, yes, it's your fault that they acted a fucking fool because you need to have more professional people on your team. It shouldn't have been none of this. It shouldn't have been, I am so sorry, I did not. Instead of you trying to flip it on Whitney and be like, oh, you're trying to make my business look bad. No, bitch, your business is showing itself to be bad because you have unprofessional people working for you. That should have been your only, that should have been where your anger was towards those employees, towards those bartenders. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was to hire somebody, not that Whitney did, but if I was to hire somebody, a bartending situation, bartending little company, and the bartenders are getting messed up at my event, I want my money back. I want my money back. That's why I'm saying you better be lucky that it was Whitney that this happened at, that her situation, and not somebody else's event. You need to actually be saying thank you to her because she didn't have to say anything at all, and she could have just let those same bartenders go out and about and continue to fuck up your business. Are you serious right now? Like, that really blew my mind when she said, how is it my fault? So clearly you're not really a boss. You can't really be a boss. Bitch, I've been a shift supervisor and I take more freaking accountability for the people that work underneath me than you just did. Like, what the hell? So then Whitney has a conversation with Heather. You know, they go to like the little snow shot, and Whitney tells Heather that Lisa pretty much called her after the party and start going off, you know, about everything and saying, oh, if you're going to come for my business at the end of the day, then you don't want to know what I heard about you. I'll put out, you know, what it is, the rumors that I heard about you, which is, I guess, allegedly there's rumors about her husband swinging or whatever. And you know, again, that just shows how trifling Lisa is. Like, you're just trifling. Nobody was trying to come for your business. Somebody was trying to help you. And for you to be like, oh, well, you said this about me, I'm about to say this about you. You're a child. I'm trying to stop cursing so badly. You are a child. You are a child. Like, for real, for real. A whole child. You ain't got no real business going on at all. None. No real business. You need to be talking to your employees. You need to be going over the handbook again, or you need to be doing training all over again. That's who you need to be on the phone with, is them two, not her, talking about you about to tell on her. And Whitney talks about, you know, how there is like a history, you know, what is it called? The sister wife situation, concubines and whatnot within the Mormon family, but you know, that's not how she gets down or whatever. And she talks about, you know, how pretty much she cares, but she doesn't care because, you know, ever since, you know, she broke out of the mold of being a perfect little Mormon girl, you know, she don't really care what people have to say about her. And, you know, Whitney and Heather both say Lisa thinks that she's better than everybody. She does. The way that Lisa talks, the way she carries herself, everything about Lisa, she really feels like she's better than everybody. And I don't understand why. Because, girl, I ain't never heard you before this show. I've never heard of you before the show, and I've never heard of your tequila before the show. So I don't know who you think you are, jumping up and down, acting like you. Who are you, girl? Who are you? Nobody to me, as far as I'm freaking concerned. Okay, so then we go over to Whitney or whatever. And the first thing I said when I seen Whitney, dad is like, I said, he looks like a rock star. Like, he really looks like, you know, like one of them, like the guys, like he was like a big ass rock star in like the 60s and the 70s, because he still got like that type of hair. But anyway, but she says that he has been addicted to painkillers for 10 years. When she was 16 years old, you know, her dad and her mom was like kind of going through it a little bit, and you know, her mom ended up divorcing him. And then, you know, that's when he kind of started, you know, using real heavily. But she just only found out about his addiction 6 years ago. And, you know, he was a self-made millionaire. He had, like, all of these different, like, hair salons and hair care lines. But he pretty much lost it all due to his addiction, you know. And so he's over there telling her, you know, how he's about to open up another one. And, you know, he's just trying to get his life back on track, you know. And she also invited him to come with her to Mary's church or whatever. So I think that's an interesting little storyline right there. Whitney has a lot. Whitney so far is my favorite person because she just seems like the most down to earth, normal, and she has to me the most interesting storyline out of everybody on this show. And she just seems really, really nice, and I love her freaking style. Her style is everything. I want to get my hair. If I was white, I would get my hair cut like she does. Like I love the way her hair is, and her sorry, and I know I'm going off about Whitney because I really like her. And her confessional look is everything. It's everything. Okay. So then we go to this dinner. It's Meredith and Seth or whatever. They've been married for a long time. They got married at 23. No, met at 23. Got married at 24. Had a baby at 25. Bitch, I'm 26. I'm sitting here looking like, that's not my walk. And I've been with my guy for like 10 years, and that ain't our walk at all. Absolutely not. I ain't having no damn kid that young. If I don't have to, I ain't having no kid that damn young. Sure ain't. But he asked her pretty much like, the elephant in the room is like, did you tell anybody that we're separated? So apparently they're separated. And, you know, according to her, she says it's because, you know, it's the lack of communication, you know, with the different businesses that they both have. They both like have uprooted and left, and kids, and him being here and her being there. Like they just really haven't communicated. To me, this dinner showed to me that Meredith has, I don't know if it's with him in particular, because I really haven't seen her with other people too much, but she just seems really emotionally like disconnected, especially from him. It just seems like very, very surface. Like when she talks to him, when he talks to her, it does come off like he has a lot of feelings and emotions for her, but for her it just feels like she's just feel like there's like an emotional wall, like she's just completely emotionally distant from this man. And he kind of talks about that, you know, like how she needs to put in like the extra steps if she wants to make this work, especially emotionally. Then, you know, she was like, well, he said, tell me something. What did she say? Did she say that? I think he maybe said, maybe she said, tell me something about you like that I don't know, or something like that. Maybe vice versa. But anyway, he was like, here, like look at my phone, which that's not a good report to well, you tell me about something, tell me something about yourself that you don't know. Even though I think he asked her that first, she flipped it on him. Then he was like, well, here, look at my phone, go through my phone. And she was like, I don't want to go through your phone, I don't want to go through your phone. And he was like, well, let me see yours. And he was like, well, you never let me go through your phone. She's like, oh, because I don't really see the need for you to do that. I just think that's just wrong. Girl, she's hiding something. She's hiding something. And how I know she's hiding something is because when they was in a little confession together, he said, although we are separated, I'm not dating anybody, and I will hope that she's not. And she didn't say anything. She's definitely talking to other people. She's definitely dating around. I mean, if you are, that's your business because y'all separated. But I would prefer you, Meredith, to just be honest about it versus you trying to lie. Because why you won't let him see your phone otherwise? Like, I know people are really weird about that. Some people really are weird. Like, I don't like people going through my phone because I think it's an invasion of privacy and stuff. But if you're married, I really don't see what the freaking problem is. And to me, he wants to go through it because he knows that you're doing something. And he even said, like, I wish you would want to go through my phone because that would at least show that, like, you care a little bit. She does seem very, very emotionally distant. So then we get to the skiing situation, right? Everybody come, everybody look cute or whatever. Everybody look cute. Mary took forever because she got to be named brand out or whatever. I would love to learn how to ski, but you know, black people and skiing and black people in the snow, we don't really go together all like that. But I would love to learn how to ski. If Whitney was fucking that snowboard up, I said, you better go off. Everybody else was just kind of bullshit, and you know, everybody had fun. 3.5 hours later, after they're done, okay, because it took them that long to get ready, they go to the restaurant or whatever. Sorry, before they go to the restaurant, Meredith, Heather, and Whitney are talking on top of the hill, and they're telling Meredith, you know, what was going on with Lisa, because you know Meredith and Lisa super close. And Meredith's like, well, you know, I don't think she really meant it like that, you know, maybe I mean, if she called herself like your big sister, because Whitney said, well, let me give you some big sister advice. Bitch, that's her being funny and that's her being shady. But Meredith's like, no, maybe she just means it from a good place. And maybe you're just not taking it from a good place. I'm like, Meredith, that's bullshit. I know that's your friend, but that's bullshit. She's trying to sun that little girl. That's what she's trying to do. So like I said, they go to dinner, okay? I have in my notes, Lisa is annoying as fuck. I mean, I didn't go on the hills because I have to get ready for Sundance. And like, I'll be damned if I get her for Sundance. Like, I'm not doing it. Sundance. Like, what do you even do for Sundance? Has anybody even explained to me? What do you do for Sundance? Like, explain to me, what do you do? Do you just throw the parties that happens after Sundance? Or do you like, what? Do you provide the tequila and stuff that happens at these events? Like, I want you to explain to me, what do you do at Sundance? Because I'm actually tired of hearing about it, to be quite honest. Like, I know Sundance is like a big deal and stuff, but she's fucking annoying. So, okay, so then they pretty much get into the whole thing, you know, because they're talking about Whitney and her dad, and you know how her dad has felt judged and stuff, and you know Lisa jumps in as like, oh well, you know that's culturally, you know, like as far as Mormon, like they're rude, but that's not what the gospel is. I can understand. At first I was annoyed, but I can understand that because that's kind of how it is when it comes to like most religions, especially like I don't want to say especially, but in most religions, especially like if you're a Christian, like I'm a Christian, you know, what it says in the Bible versus culturally about how people act, it don't match up at all. So I get what she's saying about that. But then, you know, she talked about, you know, how she felt like her dad's being judged really harshly and how Whitney herself has felt judged specifically, you know, by Lisa. And then Lisa, what do you mean? How I've judged you? How I've judged you? And every time Whitney's trying to explain, you keep cutting her off and won't let her explain. So eventually, you know, she explains, you know, well, you know, when you called me after the party, I did felt a little threatened by what it is that you said. Oh, well, the only reason I said that is because you tried to come for my business. Nobody, I'm going to say this one more time, and I don't want it to be brought up again. Nobody came for your business. Somebody was actually trying to help you better your business. Now, because you are so insecure, like you want to say to Heather, oh, you need to find out what I said that triggered you. No, 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 no. You need to figure out what it is that Whitney said that triggered you so damn badly. That's what you need to figure out. Because I'm tired. We're not going to keep doing this narrative that she tried to come for your business when that's not what happened at all. That's not what happened. And then for you to try to switch it and be like, oh, well, you said something to help me with my business, so now I'm about to try to ruin you as a person. Disgusting, unbecoming. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it, okay? And so, and at first, so then Lisa pretty much brings up about, you know, she didn't say specifically what the rumor was that, you know, Lisa had said because, you know, she didn't want to put that in the atmosphere. But she did say, she kind of brought it up a little bit, like, you know, well, I didn't like what it is that you said to me, how you threatened me. And first Lisa said, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. I would never do anything like that. But then she says, then she was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got it right. But then she said, oh, well, I'm just the messenger. How you gonna get mad at me? Like, you trying to shoot the messenger. So my thing is, did you say it or you didn't say it? Which one is it? Because you clearly knew what she was talking about, right? So did you say it or did you not say it? You absolutely, I believe 110% that Lisa, you said that shit with the intention of trying to threaten that girl. I don't care what you said because you're a liar. It's clear that you're a liar because we're going to get to how you're a liar in a second. Mary is me. I don't like Mary, but Mary was me that whole dinner. Them facial expressions was killing me. The ooh and the ooh, and can we move on? Like cracking me the hell up, cracking me the hell up. And so then, you know, Heather brings it up, you know, because I think, I don't know if Lisa said it or if Meredith said it, like, oh, all she ever, anything she does is out of love and kindness. It's never out of malicious, you know, intent. And then Heather's like, well, I don't feel any of that from you at all. Like, you tried to pretty much make it seem like you didn't know me at all when you was talking to Jen, talking about I'm a woohoo girl or whatever. And then Lisa is like, oh, well, I mean, you did it the one time at the dorm. And like I said, and like Heather said, so let me get this right. So you don't know who I am, but you do remember the fact that I flashed one time in the dorm, which she said that wouldn't even been able to happen because I would have got kicked out of school. She's like, yeah, that's why I remember. So either you remember her, you didn't. And then to solidify that you're a liar and you're trying to cover your ass, you talked about how you said how Heather was rude because she did like a thumbs up in a text message and that was really a fuck you. But here's the thing, you texted her and you said, did you talk to Jen? And she said yeah, and then you said, okay, cool, I'll talk to you at the party. So this is what's confusing. If you didn't really know her, how'd you have her number? If you didn't really know her, why'd you say I'm excited to see you at the party? So Lisa, you're a liar. You are an absolute liar. You're a liar. You knew the girl, and for whatever freaking reason, you wanted to distance yourself from her. That makes so if anybody is full of shit, it's you. It's you. How you don't know her, but you got her number. How you don't know her, but you trying to cover your ass about what Jen said to her. Doesn't really make any sense, does it? And then they go back and forth about whether or not the thumbs up was a fuck you, which in the confessional, you know, Heather said it was definitely a fuck you because, bitch, you're trying me. And I would have felt the same way. Like, you're absolutely freaking trying me. So then, you know, everybody's going back and forth. And it gets to the point where, you know, She just won't freaking apologize. But eventually she's like, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm done. I'm like, you so damn defensive, girl, because you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't like to get called out in your shit. Clearly you're one of those girls. Because I really do believe when they say that Lisa thinks that she's perfect, because that's how she comes off. Like, you can't say nothing to her. You can't say anything because she's going to jump off a cliff. Get Lisa off my TV screen. Like, she has already irked me to the 10th. If y'all want me to do episode 3, let me know in the comments. I'll do it early. If not, get in the comments. I will see y'all later.